welcome back to the Ukeleles.
Still wildly unqualified.
And yet we are still talking.
I'm Mary.
And I'm Anne-Marie.
And we're your hosts.
Welcome to our chaos. Hey there again.
Here we are.
Ooh,
what episode are we on?
12.
Oh my God, already?
Yes.
Woo, time is flying.
Time is flying.
Yeah.
Well, especially when you have fun, which I do with you all the time.
I know.
So, this episode, I just want to, kind of remind people, like, when we're brainstorming these things, like, it's literally text message going back and forth being like, does this sound good?
Do you want to talk about this? Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah.
Should we stay away from this topic?
Should we stay away from that topic? So we wanted to be more abroad than we were in our previous season.
Yeah.
And cover a lot of other random things to us, but things that, like, we felt we were interested in.
Yeah. Or that strike us as funny, or that we have a genuine, like, attraction to.
Yeah. Which, when we brought up this topic, we were both like, ooh, this is good. I don't know what that says about us.
Wow.
So, first off, have you ever just looked at someone who's done something absolutely horrific and wonder, how does this person become that?
Yeah.
This episode's all about the psychology of evil. Are people born that way, or are they made that way? So I thought that was pretty interesting. And fair warning, the conversations can become uncomfortable, but that's okay. Deal with it. And now a word from our sponsor.
Looking for photography that feels timeless, elegant, and full of heart? At Gather and Grace Photography, every session is designed to capture the moments you never want to forget.
From romantic couple sessions and engagements to weddings and family memories, Gather and Grace creates images that feel natural, beautiful, and true to you.
Based in the Carolinas and now booking 2026 and 2027 weddings with limited portrait sessions available throughout the year.
If you're ready for photos that feel effortless and refined, book your experience today.
Follow along on social media or inquire now at Gather and Grace Photography, where your story is captured with grace.
And cups of chaos.
All right.
So, what you got? Anything fun?
I don't know if I say fun, but I took the next step in my dental journey.
Oh, no.
That was interesting. Well, I had to go in. I thought I was getting my permanent bridge placed. I was not, in fact. Because I don't know about such things, but you have to have a temporary one first.
Why?
Because they have to make the permanent one. But
I thought that's what they were doing last time.
Well, they have to take measurements after they grind down the teeth that are going to anchor in the bridge.
I gotcha.
So,
makes sense.
Yeah. So they had to use this gigantic rubber thing, and they stretched my mouth out over it.
Oh my gosh.
Hold it open. And then they said, we're going to put this bite block in so you can rest your jaw. No, let me tell you, it did not feel rested. And they literally ground.
Rest your jaw. Like, did they mean like try not to, like, so that you didn't feel like you have to kind of hold it open?
Right. Because this, that game that they play with the thing, it's like that, but worse. I swear to God. And it was like,
at least that's terrible. Rubber. The other one's hard plastic and hurt your teeth.
It was terrible. Then they ground my molars, my canines down to little nubs.
Oh boy.
Which are going to be the anchors that hold my bridge on.
Okay.
And then they fit me with a
mold,
a temporary.
Do they
bridge.
mold it first though? Like, how are
so
they
I think
making it?
It's like how are they making the permanent one?
I guess, yeah.
So they take this little thing that looks like a thermometer, basically.
Oh, okay.
And they take a image of your mouth.
Oh.
Like, they move it around, and so it has a 3D scan of your mouth.
So they did that before grinding it down, or after? Okay.
After, so that the lab could have all of the correct measurements.
That's so interesting. I would not have.
Yeah, it was an interesting process. I will tell you that the numbing wore off partway through.
Great. Always good.
Yeah. The lady asked if I would like. Wow.
Sorry. That was quite a sneeze. Did I hit my head? Did I almost hit my head?
Almost. That was amazing. Exceptional sneeze. I give it a 10.
Sorry.
The lady asked me if I wanted the dentist to come back in and numb my mouth some more, and I opted not to because I didn't want.
You were like, we're almost done, right?
Well, I thought we were almost done, and it started to hurt, and I was like, I really don't want to be numb until later on tonight.
You're
so
like thinking, I'm getting my teeth. I want to eat.
yeah, and they had to. Now I don't know what they were doing. They were trying to explain it to me, but you're trying to focus on not like really being
Anything.
there, right?
Yeah.
So they were telling me that they were winding cord or wire or something around my teeth. I don't know. People in dental will be able to tell me, but they had to take that off, and the numbing was not there any longer. So
And
that
I'm
was
sure that's
painful.
real sensitive.
Oh,
because
yeah.
it's by the root.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was not fun.
You're making my mouth hurt.
But when I was there, I said I should have brought some ibuprofen with me, and she goes, "Well, we can give you an ibuprofen." I'm like, "Great, because for the price that I'm paying for this, you definitely should throw in a free ibuprofen."
Was it free?
Yeah. Yeah, they did
Okay,
not charge
good.
me. They did not charge me for the ibuprofen. And by the time I left, when they put this is what I'm guessing the pain was from.
Okay.
When they were grinding my teeth down, everything is exposed.
And just like the air and all the things brushing up against the root.
By the time they placed the bridge,
Okay.
the pain felt more dull.
Mm-hmm.
And then the ibuprofen took effect, and I was fine. Now, the next morning, I did wake up, and my jaw hurt. And it's been a little swollen.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
Your face
And
doesn't look swollen.
And it's sore, but not painful.
Like sort of touch.
Right. Like bruised.
Does it hurt to eat?
Only if I bite down on things I was told not to bite down on.
Then you might not want to do that.
Right. So
Just
there's
saying.
still things that I'm not supposed to chew with bite down on with my front teeth.
I gotcha.
Yet.
Until you get your permanent
right.
one. And
Right,
because when's that one?
It takes 3 weeks, they said, for the permanent one.
Well, it's
to
not
be
as
created.
bad.
Yeah, no.
It's not as bad.
No, it's already way more comfortable than wearing the flipper. Yeah.
Carson was asking me the other day. She's like, "Why does she keep calling it a flipper?" I'm like, "Because it literally keeps flipping up on her."
That's what
Like,
it's called.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I thought you made it up.
No.
Ugh.
That's what
I was giving you credit.
No, that's what it's literally called.
It's called a flipper.
Yeah, because
I literally thought you made that up.
it flips in and out. The more you know.
I thought you made that up. I was like, you
No,
are
girl.
so cunning, Mary.
I mean, I am, but not for that reason. Wow.
It's funny. Oh my gosh.
You know.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, that's all the chaos I got for you.
I mean, it's pretty chaotic.
Yeah.
I don't really have too much going on. Just kind of running around with Hudson, and he decided to do a tournament in another week or so, and then he's going to band camp for his saxophone. He plays the saxophone, so he's going to do that. He usually goes for a week to a college, gets to be experience a college like campus and live on campus for a week.
That'll be awesome.
He's done that for 3 years now, and he loves it. And I think it's a great experience for kids to have.
Yeah.
That way they can kind of, because it's like scheduled, right? You have scheduled classes that you have to go to. You have things that they make you do all the way basically from like 8 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And sometimes later, because last year I think he had a class that was like at 7.
I think structure is good.
So I think it's really good for him. I like it. And today's my dad's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday to him.
I just thought of that.
Ooh.
I called him. Don't worry. I called him on the way here.
Oh, okay.
He's like, "Are you guys going to do your podcast?" I was like, "Yes, Daddy, I am." Yes, we are. And he's like, "Okay."
Oh, I hope
So,
he has a good birthday.
Yeah. He says, I said, "What'd you get for your birthday?" His wife is currently in Texas with her son and her grandchildren,
Oh,
and he is by himself. So he said he got that.
peace and quiet.
Peace and quiet. He's like, "I'm fine." I was like, "Okay."
Typical older man thing. Some peace
I was
and
like,
quiet.
"What you gonna do?" He's like, "I'm gonna make myself some spaghetti and meatballs, and that's all we're gonna do." I was
That's
like, "All right,
awesome.
Daddy." And then Mom is doing really good. She's been home for now, I think 2 weeks now, 3 weeks now.
Has it been? No, not been 3 weeks. Has it? Couple weeks. So I
I
think
would
she
say
was
at least 2 weeks
since we recorded last.
Yeah, It's been 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yep.
Yeah.
So
she's, yes, been home for 2 weeks.
wow.
I called her last night. We were FaceTiming and I was like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm making dinner. And I said, what are you making? She said, salmon and broccoli. And I said, are you using 2 hands or one? She said, one. I said, that's okay.
Yeah, but still.
But her right hand's been swelling lately because she's not wearing the sling anymore. Since they fixed her shoulder, it's no longer subluxating.
Oh, great.
So she can't hold it. Like, she can't support it by herself still. So she'll either walk with her arm under her elbow or just hanging.
Okay.
So, but she's able to pick it up. She was showing me on the phone the other day, like she can go like this.
Oh, okay.
And she's like, I can almost feed myself.
Hey.
I said, that's great. And she feeds herself with her left hand.
Right.
But she's doing really good. And we decided to go visit her. So she's excited. It's like, I guess that's not really chaos.
No, I mean, it's all part of life, right? That's what chaos is.
It just is. It is chaotic with just everything going on.
Sure.
Right. But it's life. Life is chaos. Anyway, that concludes Cups of Chaos.
Woo.
All right. So again, some of these topics are probably going to be a little controversial just because we're talking about evil and everyone has their own opinion on evil. So I figure that we would start is, first off, what would you define as evil?
Man, there are so many facets to evil, but I don't know that I could come up with a definition, like a dictionary definition of it.
No.
More of like when I see things or actions.
Yes.
That I view as evil. You know what I mean?
I do.
And that I relate to that is true evil.
Yeah, I agree to that. I think that would be considered evil. Is evil different from mental illness?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I think a lot of times in the news, like when we see something happen.
Yeah.
And because we're all bystanders and just watching things unfold, we don't know all the ins and outs of it. I think it's easy sometimes to make a broad judgment on a situation.
Well, most people think they have some type of mental illness, but in actuality, it's usually a small portion of people who have mental illness. And I'm talking about like a schizophrenia or a bipolar or something like that. Usually like a small portion of them actually are violent. It's very small.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting fact.
That's in the textbooks too. Like that's something that I learned in school. Like it's actually a small portion of people that are violent. I'm not saying that it can't happen.
Right.
It absolutely can. But the books say you are more apt to be hurt with someone that has no mental illness. I'm sure they have something undiagnosed, possibly, but most likely no mental illness. You're more apt to be injured from that.
Do you think that evil can exist without mental illness?
So I think that's a very fine line because I do believe that if you have the capability of physically harming someone for a reason or something for a reason.
I would say personal gratification.
Yeah. Then I feel like you have a form of a mental illness, right? They call you a psychopath usually.
Mm-hmm.
So I do feel like that is essentially a diagnosis.
Yeah.
But it's usually coming afterwards, not before.
Right.
Right?
Right.
You're not diagnosed with depression. I mean, some people get diagnosed with depression I think that's where those suicide people come into play as far as like, what's the words I'm trying to say? Like all the school shootings and stuff like that. Some people have depression. Some people have anger issues. Some people have like things like that. And I think they are taking their frustrations out on others, unfortunately, and that's the wrong way.
Right.
But, I don't know. That's speculation, right? We're just saying all the things that we visualize, but again, you don't know if they do, or maybe they did and they just haven't had the appropriate amount of help that is needed. Do you think that good people can do evil things?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
I think good people can be pushed to that.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think, and then like the other one also goes to the horrible acts. Is one horrible act enough to make someone evil forever?
I think that's like a case by case thing. Like, cause what led up to it?
Yeah, I think
why?
it depends
What is
on
the
act.
reason?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And we'll go into details more.
Yeah.
Like these are just openers, kind of getting everyone a little bit thinking, right? But I think that does depend on the act and what's the cause of the evil. And we're using evil as a broad term, right? It's very broad. It could be whatever you want it to be. In the case of manipulation, murder, beatings,
Yeah.
there's different
forms.
There's
of it,
different
for sure.
forms of evil for sure. Do you think an evil person can love someone?
Yeah. I think that they are capable of mimicking love.
Yeah.
That is I'm not a professional, but I think they show signs and show people what they think it's supposed to look like.
Right.
But they might not necessarily feel those emotions.
Like have the emotion of love.
Right.
So for me, when I was thinking of this, I always jump to like Criminal Minds, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love that show. So I think the psychopath, right? That's where I go. Like what if you actually look at what they can feel, most can form attachments, and most are very knowledgeable and smart. And they have relationships though that are more self-centered than anything. The other thing is they can be less empathetic. There's no empathy usually, or less empathy than a normal person would have. And I'm saying normal meaning like me or you.
Right.
I'm not normal. But less empathetic, and it's almost like a transaction.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's how they would, like, you give something to them, they give back.
Right.
Maybe. And that really just depends on them. So that was the way I was thinking of that question. So nature versus nurture. Okay. Could someone actually be born more likely to become violent? So let's look at genetics.
Mm-hmm.
The first one. If you are a father, if your father is like a Jeffrey Dahmer,
right,
are you more likely to become evil like him?
In
that manner?
I don't know what science says about like passing your genes down. I'm going to say no.
I agree.
Because I've watched plenty of interviews of people whose parents were serial killers.
Yeah.
Who, one, didn't know about it.
Yeah. Had no inkling.
If they had no clue about it, then you would think that they would have, if they had it in their DNA, they would have picked up some of those traits. If they didn't,
yeah,
and they were devastated,
yeah,
then that proves, or that goes to the side of no, that's not passed on.
Yeah, I agree with that, because I don't think there's any studies that can actually say there is a genetic gene for something that would cause this.
Right.
I think that comes down to the next, like if you're in child abuse or neglect, I think that is more likely to expose a child to something that is, more apt to be an unstable environment. And you kind of grow up as you see these bad things and grow up, you think those are the norm.
So I think that when you are a child in abusive situations, or you go through traumatic things as a child, I think those are contributing factors.
Yeah,
I think those can play into
how you grow up,
how you form as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe they possessed the ability to begin with.
As far as possess the ability to
commit evil acts.
Correct.
But I don't think that it would maybe necessarily be
passed down.
Right. It didn't come from their mom or their dad.
No, I agree. If you grow up in the slums and you're moving from like car to car to live, and you are also physically and mentally abused to think that you are not a good person, you know, I think depending on the age, you have your choices and how you want to be when you grow up.
Yeah, I also think like it's you have free will and you know right from wrong.
Right.
Most people
do.
know right from wrong. So how much of that,
you know, and that's the other sad part too, is how much information are you giving that child that is, you know, are the right things being punished? Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so you grew up thinking that the right things were wrong.
Right.
And in that case, that's a harder thing to overcome if you're taught opposite.
Yeah. I think it matters too if you're a boy abused by his mother or a girl abused by her father. I think all of those things
absolutely.
in totality
can force you to grow up in a certain way.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Hold on.
Need water.
Sorry.
Gulp.
I felt a tickle coming up on. So the other thing I'm going to say is brain injuries.
Yeah, I have no experience. I've never seen anything about brain injuries leading to people committing evil acts. I don't.
So I was looking at a bunch of research, and a lot of the research were actually done on prisoners.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which I found interesting. A lot of the research that's like out there, typical, like there's papers that are written on this that do show that prisoners, people who have had brain injuries via prison or what, are more apt to do the violent acts because it gives them poor impulse control, emotional instability, depression, aggression, difficulty regulating their behavior.
Okay.
Because it was dependent on where the brain was injured. Mm-hmm. A lot of it was within the frontal lobes, they were saying, where the injuries occurred. I don't know. I'm assuming like you're taking someone's head and bashing it down. That in prison, that's what I think of.
I don't know.
I have no idea. But I guess it was dependent on where the injury was, you know. And then another thing I thought of recently was like with the like football players with concussions and stuff like that, you know, some people have recently, like I think 2025, they were playing like sports, getting concussions, and then a couple of them have either murdered people or committed their own suicide.
Yeah, there's been a couple of football players in the news in the last few years.
And I was looking up a little bit thing on that. It's called chronic trauma encephalopathy. And what they were saying is researchers found that many violent offenders have higher than average rates of head injuries.
Interesting.
So I thought that was interesting too, but it was all related to trauma that they were experiencing, not trauma that was done to them as a child. Head trauma.
But like current trauma.
Like current
physical trauma
and head trauma.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I thought that was pretty interesting. And you know, we said already that environment and personality disorders, that's a whole nother topic I feel like we can get into and dive into, because the personalities disorders are actually very hard to diagnose in the aspect, especially if you have like a multiple personality disorder.
Yeah, and I think the multiple personality, I think it's sensationalized.
It's different.
I have opinions on that.
I could also have several opinions on that.
Yeah.
But from the from what I was reading, it is very hard to diagnose that.
Yeah, I can believe it.
Yeah. If you had switched babies at birth, do you think they would become different people?
So, this is a part that I researched.
Okay.
It's a little fascinating. They have the Jim twins.
Okay.
Separated at birth. They reunited at the age of 39. Realized they had lived eerily similar lives.
I've read this.
Both had wives named Linda.
Yep.
Divorced. and married women named Betty.
Weird.
Both had dogs named Toy. Both worked in law enforcement.
Toy?
Mm-hmm. What random name, right?
Right.
It's not like they were naming their dog Rufus.
Do you think they had the same dog?
I don't know if it was the same kind of dog. That I don't know.
That'd be curious.
And their case became the inspiration for the Minnesota study of twins reared apart. And that study found that DNA played a dominant role in personality, vocational interest, and behavioral quirks.
Yeah.
The coincidence factor, like the fact that they married women with the same name.
Mm-hmm.
Researchers said that traits like intelligence and temperament are highly hereditary, but the coincidences such as identical names were likely statistical coincidences driven by similar underlying personality traits. So like they were guys who were attracted to blondes named Linda or whatever.
Right.
Whatever it is, that is crazy.
Do you know any twins? Like, first off, they were identical twins, correct?
They were identical twins.
Do you know any identical twins?
I don't think so.
So I had a couple actually in school with us in my high school that were identical, and they were they knew each other. Obviously, they were not separated at birth by any means, but they were eerily identical in likes, dislikes. It was very strange.
Now, I think that like twins are really probably the only thing that you could use to really define this. But I will say that like,
but I wonder if it plays a factor with fraternal versus identical.
I don't know, but I can say that like I have a little brother.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're different ages.
Yeah.
We're different. He's male, I'm female, obviously. But we grew up with the same parents.
Mm-hmm.
In the same household.
Okay.
And we turned out very different. Okay. So I always wonder like why that is. I wondered that my whole life. Like, how do you turn out
this way?
Total opposite. And I have turned out this way.
Yeah.
Okay. He with a diagnosis. Me never with a diagnosis.
Yeah.
Okay. With all of the assistance, mental health assistance,
mm-hmm.
opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so I really believe that there's so many factors that go into that.
Yeah.
You would never be able to nail it down. Right. Ever. You would science will never be able to tell us. This is why people commit these acts.
No.
Never.
No.
They can say this, and this are contributing factors. We think that, his relationship with his mother really made him
right.
Right.
No, from and everything that I was looking at the other day was very much there's no scientific evidence that you are either born evil or that you just become evil.
Right.
As far as like you're not born that way.
Right.
From what I can see, there's no scientific evidence. There's no genetics that show that you're evil.
I don't think you could read the genetics. Like you're not saying this. This chromosome points to
evil.
That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
There's no chromosome saying.
There's no chromosome. There's no genetic factor. Scientific evidence showing that if you have these genes or these chromosomes or these traits or these anything,
right,
that you are going to be evil. Yeah.
Otherwise we could predict it.
Yeah. And it's not like a little, like when I'm sitting here envisioning this chromosome, I'm thinking, what does it look like Maleficent or something like
right.
that? Like, is it Jafar? What are we looking at?
Yeah.
No, there's nothing that specifies that at all. What about how much of us is a choice?
Whoa, that's deep.
I know.
So I think that people who are serial killers, that type of thing, they definitely have a problem with impulse.
Agreed.
Okay? And it's like scratch. They can't itch.
Okay. Like a need?
Yeah, like you ever see like
I need a Reese's?
Like, they have to complete this act.
Mm-hmm.
Once they do, they feel relief.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then they're okay for a while. and then it starts to build again.
Right.
You know? So it makes you wonder if it is
a choice, or is it a mental,
or if it's something that they're not able to control. But they also have a choice to get help or to say something.
Right.
Like, I need to go talk to somebody and say, hey, I'm having these delusions, or I'm feeling this way.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So but that's also part of society's fault also. That people don't
everyone
go ask for help.
It's
sometimes.
it's very taboo, if you will.
Yes.
The topic. Like, how many people do you know are going to be like, hey, I am going to go up and murder someone?
Right.
You know, no one wants to think like that.
Right. And we also use that casually in conversation. Like, oh my God, I could just kill them.
Yes.
Or I could just run them over.
Right. And then you're like looking at me and be like, I'm not really serious.
Yeah. Like, I really don't feel that way.
I don't feel like that. I think it is a choice. I think it can start with an upbringing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think sometimes it can be what you're exposed to and how you react to what you're exposed to.
Yeah. I think it's easy to sit back and say, like, for me, it's easy for me to look at them and judge them and say, you absolutely had a choice. Now, I am not excusing the behavior. I am merely looking past that. I'm trying to look at
the whole picture
and why somebody would commit a heinous act.
Right. Like, you don't, like, you see on the news that someone was just like walking home from a graduation party, and, you know, got slain or something like that. And unfortunately that has happened.
Yeah.
And you sit here and go, why would someone think to do that?
Right.
You know, what is different? What happened to them
to make them want to do that?
To make them want to do that.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
It is.
Do bad childhoods explain the behavior or simply help us understand it?
I think they only help us understand it to a certain degree, like a very small degree, because look at John Wayne Gacy.
Yeah.
He was a husband,
Mm-hmm.
was part of like a city council or whatever. He did clown shows, like lived a totally normal surface life.
Right.
So what about that contributed to him?
Well, first off, you said clown.
He played a
That's
clown.
Instant.
Well, you gotta
I'm just kidding.
I agree, it's a little weird, but if you look at it, like, he was dressing up for children's birthday parties.
Yes, I understand.
Like,
yeah, normal stuff,
right?
That would seem like everyday normal life. No,
yeah,
in my eyes, I immediately go clown murder.
Right.
But that's just because I have issues.
Yeah. But I think there have been people who've committed evil acts who've not had a poor childhood. So what explains that?
Right.
So no, I don't think it explains it. I think it helps understand, like, maybe to a very small fraction of it.
I agree. All right. Ordinary people can become monsters. This is where psychology gets a little fascinating. Let's talk about so when I think monsters, right? I think monsters, right? Like, yes, I know that we have no real monsters.
Right.
Like, there's not the boogeyman, or there might be.
You're thinking Ted Bundy.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Dahmer. The guys lurking around the corner.
They're leaking around the corner. That's illegal to pee in public. But yes, but no, in this case, I'm saying, how do everyday normal people become these lurkers or these monsters? Or, so let's take soldiers, for example.
Yeah. Excuse me.
It breathed.
So soldiers, I think, often go through like a psychological change.
Agreed.
They are trained to see a target, not a person.
Mm-hmm.
So
they are dehumanizing people.
Right. So they're being taught that not to put feeling into it, but be more tactical and to react quickly when things are life-threatening. And then they can become disconnected from who they are and what they're looking at. And I think that it's easy to, not easy, that is a poor choice of words. I don't think it's easy, but it becomes ingrained. That's a good word, to look at things differently
as a whole,
not
whole, just when they're across the seas fighting wars.
Yeah, so that they don't have to live with guilt or shame or whatever. But this is why we have people who have served dealing and struggling with PTSD, because they were not meant. Humans are not meant to kill each other.
Right.
This is not something that we are built to do. So when we have to commit these acts to survive,
right,
it's something we have to live with, and it's hard to process.
A piece of them breaks too on the inside, and they almost have to break a piece to become, to do their job,
right,
to become that. They're following orders, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing,
right.
And yeah, some of them can feel like this is revenge for something. I'm not saying that everyone does, but if I was exposed to, I'm going to tell you right now, I would never make it in the military at all. I would not be able to dehumanize people. I would not be able to see an enemy versus a human, and unfortunately some of the enemies that they have to fight are young, right?
Yeah.
And I would not be able to do it. I'm going to tell you right now. So, I mean, I can't begin to tell you the acts that they have to go through.
But I also would never put them in a classification of evil.
No.
Either. I would never relate. I would say that that is totally separate from becoming a monster or being evil. This is something that they
but they can be looked at that way because that's why they're in this topic.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
They can be looked at that way.
Look at soldiers from Vietnam. When they returned, they were not looked at nicely.
No.
That's the best way I can put it. I mean, and people called them all sorts of things.
Right.
Because of the atrocities
that had
of war.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's sad when they're protecting us. Anyway, cult members. Are they evil? Monstrous?
So I don't think that the members themselves are innately evil. I think the person who is leading that cult, I think they have evil intentions.
Yeah.
I think they have delusions of grandeur, and they know how to manipulate people. I know they know the tactics of isolation and making people fearful. Yeah. And using that as a mechanism of control.
They use cue words like it's us versus them, or you know, they'll make it seem like we're doing this for the better good.
Yeah. I mean, because like you have Jim Jones, right? He was evil. Those people that he talked into drinking the Kool-Aid, those were women and children, and those children were not evil.
Which one was that again?
Jim Jones.
What was that one?
That's where he made them drink all of the stuff. And
what was the one that was the cult back in the 90s? Is that the same one? For the thought the alien was coming with the comets, or the comet.
I have no.
Do you remember that?
This was
back. This happened in like San Diego, I want to say.
I don't know.
In California. I'll say in California.
I don't know. This was in the 70s.
Oh, no.
People's Temple.
Yeah. Yes. There's another one that happened in where people, I forget how they actually passed away, but they were told to go to the mothership. Essentially, you would have to die.
That's wild.
Yeah. And that was in San Diego. I was in California when that happened.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I think that people that join a cult, I think they're looking for something, and they're easily swayed. I mean, think about being lonely with no direction, no money, afraid of what's going to happen next, and suddenly somebody appears and says, I have all the answers. I'll give you safety. I'll make sure that you're fed and that you have a roof over your head. You just have to follow these simple rules and do these things that I want you to do, and attend my church.
Yeah. It becomes extreme loyalty, and and the members almost do anything to stay in the good graces.
Right. And then once you're there,
Yep.
then you're part of that, and then you have a fear of saying the opposite of the crowd, and we'll talk more about that later, but that all becomes part of it.
Yeah, the crowd mentality type thing. And then, you get to that point where you don't want to speak up.
Now, I think that evil can inspire evil, so we can talk more about that later.
Okay. All right, let's see. What about the how normal people can slowly justify terrible behavior? So like the group, right? How are they, like, for example, I'm just following orders. They deserved it. It was for the greater good. I think that's how people justify people. That's page 2.
It's just like, I don't know, you don't need to see the question.
All right. Well, let me skip it to the other question. Could you be manipulated into hurting someone?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Me
I think
too.
you could definitely be manipulated. I think different personality types can be manipulated.
No, you yourself. Can you?
Me, myself?
Could you? Yeah.
Yes.
I said yes also.
Yes, of course.
How much pressure would it take? Would it depend?
It would depend on what kind of pressure it was.
Abby.
I do an awful lot. I do an awful lot to save my child.
That's where I went immediately with Hudson, and I'd be.
Yep.
I'd be the people from The Walking Dead.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Do we all think we'd be the hero?
I think we like to think we'd be the hero. I think I think those that commit evil acts sometimes think they're the hero. They're saving somebody from themselves or from something.
Okay. I agree. I think that some people would think that they're the hero, that they're trying to be that person to save, especially like if we're talking about like the cult people. They definitely feel like this is for the greater good. They are trying to save the world by killing themselves. I don't know why people would think that. That's always been my mentality, as I could never grasp that. But I think that is a huge factor. I think there are times when people would think that they are the hero. I don't know that I would think I was a hero if I had to do something like that. I think I wouldn't say hero. I think what I would say, if I had to hurt someone or defend someone, I would not think hero. I would think survival.
Yeah.
Right? I would not think that I was a hero. I would think I was doing this to help survive.
Yeah.
In general.
No, I agree.
So, Greg went like this to us.
Yeah.
This is definitely a two-parter. Two-topic-topicer.
Henry just making up words.
I'm making words.
We're gonna have to have a part 2, is what she's trying to say.
But I'm curious with some rapid fire stuff.
Okay.
All right. You must answer immediately.
Okay.
Is revenge ever justified?
Yes.
I said yes also. Can murder be moral?
Yes.
Okay. How?
Death sentence.
Okay. That's where my mind went, but I wanted to make sure we were on the same topic.
I'm not just walking around.
This is fine. Do you believe psychopaths are born or made?
I believe they're born.
Okay. Me too. Would you erase all crime if it meant giving up free will?
No.
Me neither. Would you rather know who around has evil intentions?
Yes.
Okay. Me too. Can someone truly change?
No. Not if you're evil.
So, I'm going to pause on that.
Okay.
If someone is born again in prison, do you feel that they're just saying that for a chance at being released? Or do you feel that they could truly have changed?
Yeah, I think they're full of bullshit.
Or do you think it depends on what they did that got them there?
I don't believe you've committed a heinous act.
So what if the heinous act is just a bank robbery, no one got hurt?
Then that's different than being innately evil.
Okay.
Those are two different things. You could be robbing a bank because you need to survive.
What if you were in this group that robbed a bank and several people got murdered, but not by you, but because you were associated with them?
Also different circumstance. I think you could be saved. Sure.
Okay.
I think you could change.
So you think
you hang out with a different fucking group of people? Start at
number one. Should every criminal get a second chance?
No.
Would you trust someone who has no guilt?
No.
Is doing nothing sometimes evil?
Yes.
And I have an answer because I'm in agreement with you on all of the ones that we've just said. Would you save one loved one or 5 strangers?
One loved one.
Me too. All right. So, choose one. Tell one life-changing lie or one devastating truth. What would you do?
Tell one life-changing lie or one devastating truth?
Mm-hmm.
What would be a life-changing lie?
I have no idea.
Option C.
Okay.
Okay.
Live with overwhelming guilt or feel no guilt.
Feel no guilt.
Be able to read minds or erase memories.
Erase memories.
Lose all empathy or feel everyone else's pain.
That's a hard one. Feel everyone else's pain. I would never want to live where I had no empathy for people. Never.
As someone that gets hardened to something, after you see so many things in certain places, you can become hard and you can lose your empathy to a degree.
Yeah, but I think that if you were to totally lose your empathy, it makes you a different kind of person.
I agree.
I think empathy makes you human.
I agree. But I will say when you do lose that empathy, you feel lost.
Mm-hmm.
Like your life.
Can't relate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can't relate. You don't feel.
Yeah.
Always know when someone's lying or always know when they know their intentions.
Always know if someone's lying.
Okay. Even if their intention
I don't give a
is
shit what it doesn't matter what
you.
Doesn't matter what their intentions are.
Okay.
If I know you're lying.
Punish the guilty or protect the innocent if you could choose only one. That's a stupid question. I'd protect the innocent.
I would punish the guilty.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I mean, I would punish the guilty, but I feel like if I had to choose one immediately and there's people in front of me, I'm going to protect the innocent. Hopefully we're together. You go after the
yeah,
innocent,
right?
I'll go to the innocent.
You go that way, I'll go this way. We got
it. High five. Let's see. Be remembered as good or remembered forever.
Be remembered as good.
Same.
Well, we're going to have to come back for part 2, aren't we?
Yeah. Part 2, we will delve into a couple of things. Let's give a little teaser here for a second. So part 2, we are going to talk about some experience that changed psychology. We're going to talk about the dark triad and could you become evil? We're also going to measure a scale of evil.
Yeah.
On certain things.
Should be interesting. It's an interesting topic,
It is an interesting topic. We could probably talk about this a lot.
Yeah, we could.
Like there's things that we could dive down and segments that we could dive off into.
Yeah.
Was there anything else that you wanted to talk about?
No, I think we got it. I've got some good stuff for next time.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for listening as always and watching us on YouTube.
Yeah.
You can check us out not only on YouTube, but Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and email us at theukuleles@gmail.com.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.